Hey guys, today I'll be showing you how to download the Visual Boy Advance emulator. Well, that's another way of saying a Game Boy on a computer. It's quite a simple process actually, but unlike the other emulators, this one will be the simplest. As soon as you get to CD emulators, it requires a much longer step process and will take it an entirety of probably like 30 minutes or more. Without further ado, let's get started. What you want to do is first open Google Chrome. Mine's already up and running. Open a new tab, you didn't already do it, and go straight to google.com. What you want to type in is emulator downloads. Alright, and the first screen thing you should see is called the emulatorzone.com. This is the primary website for downloading all emulators. There's the 64 emulator, the Nintendo's emulator, the Super Nintendo emulator, and the Game Boy emulator. There are also the Dreamcast emulators, the PS2 emulators, the PlayStation emulators, and the Nintendo GameCube and Wii emulators. Those require CDs, which require a crap ton of other things to be downloaded. Okay, so we're going to click on this link. And if you look to your left, you should see a list of emulators on your left. What we're going to be looking at, Nintendo. Now, we're going to click on Game Boy Advance. And the first thing you see is the Visual Boy Advance. We want to right click on that. Do not click on any of these. Visual Boy Advance is the recommended one as it's the best one. It has the least amount of problems. We're going to click on that. We're going to click on the latest version, which is VBM 1022. Okay, we're going to click on this. And make sure you will download. But before you actually start downloading this, I would recommend downloading something called JZip. I'm going to take you to the website right quick. Alright, here's his website. This is basically the site where it will extract your files for you. It will also extract the bigger files like RAR and ISOs. You know how your computer, if you don't have a zip, it will tell you to download one straight from the internet. Well, JZip is one of the easier ones to use. It tells you if you want to extract this or not, and after this, it will ask you where you want it to be extracted to in your desktop. I highly recommend this because it made my downloading so much easier. Alright. After your Game Boy Advance emulator gets done downloading, you're going to click on it. And all you want is the application. You shouldn't care about anything else here. You only care about the application, and you should just drag it here. Alright, there it is. Alright, so we're going to click on this. Alright, notice how it says Open GBA. Well, in order to open that, we'll need to download some games for it. But before we do that, we're going to create a folder for it. Right click, click New, click Folder, and we're going to call it the Game Boy Advance Emulator /ROMs and ROMs. Now, what are ROMs, you might ask? Well, ROMs are basically files that can run on the Visual Boy Advance. So in short term, you can download the game files from certain sites, which will allow you to play games on this emulator. Allow me to demonstrate. An excellent site to download emulators would be a place called coolroms.com. Now then, note at the top of the screen it says emulators and ROM files. Well, just because Emulator Zone is the #1 site for downloading emulators does not mean that it's the only site for downloading emulators. But it is an excellent place to download ROM files. ROM files are essentially files with games on any emulator you want to. They can run on any emulator after you set up your emulator correctly. But since we're doing the Visual Boy Advance, we're going to go to Game Boy Advance. Alrighty, let's see something here. Alright, we can choose anything you wish to do. Let's see here. Trying to choose, we're going to make this a bit more easier. I'm going to choose, actually no, I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to download one of my personal favorites. I'm going to download Sonic, I'm going to download Sonic Battle. And what you want to do is you want to go to download now, and it depends on what browser you use, how this download is going to appear. Alright, after this, it's going to take you to the Cool Bomb Download Manager. This basically made it essentially easier to download emulators so you won't get confused on it. What you want to do is click on each of these steps, accept, accept, accept. Wait for it to get done and all that. Oh, I might have to try this again because it freaking froze on me. It usually doesn't do this. Alright, so I'm going to do this again. Okay, and now it's downloading. Now it's downloading. As you can see on the lower left corner, we're just going to wait that for download. Alright, now that that's done, the first thing we want to do is go back to our Game Boy emulator. We're going to create a folder called Game Boy Emulator 1s, or games if you want to call them that. So that lets you know what the ROMs are. We're going to drag the Game Boy emulator inside so it'll be easier. When that's done, we're going to go back here, Sonic Battle. Okay, after this, we're going to drag just the GBA file inside this folder. And if you did it correctly, it should appear right there. Alright, good as new. Alright, let's try this again. Now, we're going to open the Visual Boy Advance emulator. Before we do that, we want to check our controls to make sure it works properly for you. Alright, input. Yeah, we want to set. And since you're going to play one, we want to config one. Now you have your up, down, left, right button. Alright, for my A, I want it to be Z. For my B, I want it to be X. For my left trigger, I want it to be C. For my right trigger, I want it to be V. Your select will be backspace, your start be enter. Okay. Now, in order to get the game open, you want to say open GBA, since it's a GBA file. Now then, when we click on this, if we did everything correctly, the game should start up. Ready or not? Here we go. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna put my name for the time being. Let's just make time up. I'm gonna say Bryce. Alright, let's try just battle mode right quick. Okay. I'll test you out right quick. Alright, I hope I hope everything worked out the way it should have been. This is basically how you install the Game Boy Advance emulator and how you install the Game Boy ROMs for the emulator. If you have any questions, please comment in the description below. And if that's all I have to say, I will see you guys later.